Good evening, everyone, and we welcome you for today's Friday forum. And to introduce our speaker, I request Amruta ma'am to proceed further and to hand it over to Mukshita ma'am later on. Thank you. Amruta ma'am, please. Hello, Amruta ma'am. Ma'am, wait for a second. Just.
Everyone, good evening to one and all present here. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our today's guest speaker, Mukshita Dhrangadharia ma'am. Mukshita ma'am is associated as an assistant professor at the Department of Social Work, Sardar Patel University. Ma'am is having 7 years of experience in the field of academia. Her core area of interest includes research. Now coming to educational qualifications, she is pursuing her doctorate in the field of social work under the valuable guidance of Dr. Shivani Mishra ma'am, who is professor and director at the Department of Social Work, Sardar Patel University. She has recently submitted her thesis in the university. Besides, she has also cleared NET exam by UGC and Masters of Social Work from the same university. Also, she has published and presented papers at various international and national platforms. Her research work has been recognized by Oxford University in the year 2013. About publications, have published total 10 papers in the span of 7 years, which includes UGC Care journals too. I have presented 15 papers
Sahil,
at
please mute your mic.
conferences. Her one of the research work in the area of surrogacy have been recognized by the Oxford University, have been awarded gold medal in undergraduation and have secured second position in the university during her post-graduation. It is very rightly said that public speaking is the art of giving power to words to influence, inspire, and transform lives. So today's topic is public speaking know-how. I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of ISTD Anand family. And now, without wasting time, I hand over the platform to Mukshita ma'am to start the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Dearest creature in creation, study English pronunciation. I'll teach you in my verse. Sounds like corpse, horse, and verse. I'll keep you Susie busy. Make your head with hit grow dizzy. Tear in eye, your dress will tear. So shall I. Oh, hear my prayer. This is Mukshita. Good evening, everyone present. I acknowledge everyone's presence for this presentation and with special mention to my mentor, Dr. Shivani Mishra ma'am, for being available for this presentation. And the poem that I just read does not have any connection with whatever presentation which I'm going to make today. So it was just to grab your attention. Moving ahead with my presentation, I'll first throw some questions to you in the initiation and then actual content which I have prepared and I thought which I should deliver today with or need to share with you guys. Just a second, my slide have stuck.
You can reshare again. No issues.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that. I hope my slide is visible. to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So the very first question which I have thrown to you people is, amongst all phobias, which tops the list? Death, public speaking, the dark, or the heights? You can unmute yourselves and answer, or whatever which is visible to you, you can do. You can write in chat box or anything. I'll require some quick responses from the audience. Any guesses also you can make. I don't want yes, hello.
Public speaking.
Okay, public speaking. Yes. So the answer is public speaking, and it is not surprising to know, but we must have faced any anxieties or something before when we have started speaking publicly, what in whatsoever role. Next, what does matter in your presentation according to you? Voice, non-verbal communication, the content, or the presentation or delivery of the content? Any answers?
Non-verbal communication.
Non-verbal communication. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, somebody is writing voice.
And D also, presentation and delivery.
Presentation and delivery. Okay. Any guesses from other participants?
All of the above, ma'am.
All of the above. Okay. Have already been proved that one of the researchers I already have jotted down over here by a Business Insider, which suggests that presentation or delivery of the content occupies most of the part. Obviously, the other three parts are also of importance. I am not saying that only presentation and delivery of the content matters the most, but it tops the list. Next question from my end to you is, and this is probably the last one, fear of public speaking is seen more in. Any guesses or anything that you wanted to make? Male, female, or both, whatever.
Both.
Both, okay. Any other answer from any other participant?
Both.
And the answer is female, actually. And again, it is supported by some statistics and research, which is being said. Obviously, male also have this public speaking fear, but it is not the case that it is only female has that. It is only the percentage. The level of fear is different from male and female, and in which the female tops the list. Purposely looking at the composition of today's audience, I have omitted certain points such as communication, grammar, vocabulary, taking pauses in between, or emphasis, because I know we are all connected with academics or any other professional spheres in which we already have experienced, and we are experimenting on this particular notions. But for today's presentation, I have omitted these points, and I'm going to share the points which I feel should be taken into consideration by all of us, not only you or me, by all of us, because I am also one of you. When I was in my school days and college days, I was also trying to I was also trying to practice my public speaking. And many other researchers again have also supported the argument that public speaking, if you are good at public speaking, it can support you in many other spheres, and which we cannot deny or neglect. So the very first point, which is on preparatory stage, which I would like to mention over here, which is breaking your speech into 10-minute segments. I have given already an example as well over here, that if your speech is going to be of 60 minutes, you can break this 60-minute speech into 6 segments, and of one segment of 10 minutes each. Obviously, we have that habit of bringing the notes with us, the books with us on the stage or online or offline, in whatever mode that we are approaching the audience. So in that, we have that habit of taking notes with us. But every time, as we all know, that reading from the notes, the content, reading from your slides does not impress or does not encourage. We are not here to impress the audience. The very first thing, we are here to connect with the audience. Once you start reading your notes, either from your PPT or from your whatever written notes, handwritten notes, at that particular moment, you disconnect with your audience, as you lost your eye contact with them, from them, right? So therefore, it is important to bring your notes, but it is just of the points in which you just have mentioned the points, and on that particular points you are supposed to spare your 10 minutes if your speech is going to be 60 minutes. And then if it is not 60, if it is double than that, you can divide accordingly, according to your time frame which is given. And with this practice, the main benefit will be that you will be able to complete your speech within the time frame which is given to you, as well as maybe it may happen that you might be able to complete your speech before the time as well. So this practice really helps. The second point is about that we already have heard about rehearsing and practicing, but I have added one more thing into that, and that you can see on the slides in the bracket with distractions. You can imagine, you can assume the possible distractions that you are going to face when you are on stage or you are conducting an online session. You can, for example, you can assume about somebody's phone is ringing, or somebody is repeatedly coming in to the room or going out to the room, or suddenly a child starts crying. So these distractions are bound to happen, and you are bound to get disturbed with that distractions. But at that particular moment, or at that particular time, your flow or the speech should not get disturbed or should not get distracted. Okay, you should be able to get that particular pitch, that particular flow, even if you get distracted. I have the habit of twisters before I go for speaking. One of the tongue twister I already have written on. You might be able to see on your screens, which is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. This is just one word, the longest word in the language of English, and it is just simply mean extraordinarily wonderful. There is no wonders into this, but the word is longest one, and it gives certain twists to your tongues. Even right now also you can practice. Therefore, I have written it in capital letters over here so that you can read clearly and you can practice at your space about this word, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. This gives you certain twisting, and which gives a certain practice to your tongue to deliver an effective and emphasizing speech. Next, adapt your audience. When it is offline, even if it is online, you can make them. You can ask your audience to switch on their cameras, or if you are going it for the offline on the stage, first take a pause. Give a welcoming and decent smile to the audience that you are going to address, because it will help you to get connected with your audience easily. And that will give you a rough idea about audiences as well. that whosoever are sitting in your audience, you can give a scanning to it. And this is just one of taking a pause by reaching immediately after on stage is also considered as grabbing the attention of audience. This was a habit of our school teachers and college teachers as well. When we were making noise in a class and suddenly a teacher comes in, and then what he or she'll do, he or she will just stand silent and will observe. We will not say a word, will not say anything, but after a minute, entire class gets silent, even if there is a lot many noise. So that is what it is a proven condition. It is a proven argument which is being said that once you get into the stage or get onto the stage, you should be able to adapt your audience by taking a pause, and which can help you to connect with your audience. Next is find your BFF from the audience. Here BFF means best friend face. If in case you are a beginner, this will help you the most, because from the audience you will get to see many kind of faces, some faces who are interested in your content or in whatever things that you are delivering, that they are interested into it. So they may be smiling back to you. But in the audience, there are also some faces who are not at all interested, who are doing their own work in phone or somewhere else. So find your BFF from the audience, and then try to concentrate, try to focus upon those BFF only, and that will help you to motivate yourself and to engage yourself more with your content. Start always with a boom. If you go as lamb, you will perform as lamb. Always, I have seen many speakers, public speakers, who either get onto the stage and start playing guitar or any other musical instrument or start singing. So always starts with a boom whenever you are going onto the stage, which means you should start with a kind of an influential speech or influential text you should use whenever you are starting with your speech. So many even TED speakers are having that habit of playing anything, passing a silly joke. That may seem silly some kind of way. Again, it may seem silly at first point, but at the same time, it also helps in grabbing the attention of audience towards you. Also, I have seen people saying, if you are not starting with a boom, then also it is okay. But sometimes it is discouraging to start your speech with statements like, thank you for giving me this opportunity and all to the organizers. And I accept that. I don't deny the fact, actually, because of the organizers, the public speakers get the chance. But initiating your speech with thank you to the organizers and all will sometimes demotivate the audience, because they are sitting with some expectations. They are sitting with some expectations to get something from your whatever session. Also, I have seen some speakers saying that my session is not going to be my session is not going to bore you or something. So with the word bore, you are giving a mental impression to your audience that this session may bore you. So you yourself is creating a negative mental impression to the audience. Your audience may not be thinking about getting bored with the session, but that word itself could create a mental impression in your audience, and then audience may start feeling the emotions attached to that word bored. Even I have heard speakers saying that my speech will be of 45 minutes or 50 minutes. I'll complete as soon as possible and all. So with this time frame, again, your audience may start looking at the clock rather than looking at your content, rather than looking at your speech or whatever that you have prepared. They may start looking at the clock when this 45 minutes will get in. So again, you are giving negative mental, you are creating that mental impression in their mind, because they are completely blank. They don't have any idea that what you are going to speak, what will be, what is your topic going to be, and how your content is going to be. But you yourself are giving or creating a mental impression, and which may discourage the audience to get connected. It is all about connecting yourself with the audience which is there. Because next in probably in next to next slide, yes, it is here. In next slide, this is the point: be a giver, not taker. Okay, so I have seen speakers about exaggerating their self achievements. I have done this, I have done that. Some speakers have even having the habit of writing their email IDs or social handles on each slides. So that is, again, you are concentrating not on what you are delivering, you are concentrating upon what you are getting from that session. So with that, again, you are not giving anything. Whereas your attitude as a public speaker should be a giver, not a taker. You should, obviously, you should introduce yourself. You should give some connection details. If any of you from the audience would want to get connected, they should be aware of it. But repeatedly saying of those things that you have achieved in the past, or repeatedly projecting those things, social handles or email, to the audience. If they wanted to get connected, they can find you on this particular things and all. So then definitely that discourages your audience to get connected with you. For whatever minutes or whatever hours you spend on stage or during some session, you prepare or you connect with the audience. You try to establish an emotional bonding with that audience, and which is possible if you have that attitude as a speaker to be a giver, not the taker. KISS, keep the speech short and simple. Using jargons is not always a great idea. I have heard such speakers who have the habit of speaking fast or speaking too much, or not breaking in between, not breaking the sentences, using jargons in one single sentence, and at the end, the audience will not get to know anything. The audience will immediately disconnect with the content or with the idea of presentation. Because many of the people, and when we are living in this state which has the empowerment of the language of Gujarati, where even there is an issue of speaking 2-3 lines in English, and if you are using jargons, then definitely it will not help you to get the attention of your audience. So, and second important point is keep your speech real. I'm not here, or we are not here to talk about some unreal solutions or some kind of things which we cannot implement. We are here to deliver the content which is real, okay, which has some fact, which is based on research or something, and then definitely the statistics, the numbers, that connects us easily, that helps us to believe whatever the speaker is saying easily. So therefore, keep your speech real and support it with some stats or statistics or research, and the content needs to be relevant. Bringing PPTs would always work is not true in all the cases. Why? First, ask yourself. I have seen speakers saying that I have to bring PPT, I have to make PPT. If you are not a tech savvy, you should avoid. I would suggest, or I would recommend that you should avoid, because that distraction definitely disturbs your mental state. And if your mental state got disturbed, then you will not be able to deliver the content that you have prepared. So ask yourself first that whether bringing PPT would be comfortable to you or not. Asking to organizers or asking to anybody else from your audience or to your family or friends, ask yourself first that are you comfortable with bringing PPTs or using PPTs while your session is on? If it is not comfortable to you, then don't bring the PPT. If it is comfortable to you, then definitely bring the PPT to the session. And that is known as authenticity of yourself. And the audience again get attracted or get attention or give attention to those who get engaged with their authenticity. I have seen such speakers who does not bring any kind of presentations or anything to their sessions, but if they have been given some chance to speak, they might have spoke so well, and audience also have supported his or her content. So it is not always true that bringing PPT would always work. Involve your entire body into your speech. You can use your postures, you can use your gestures, you can use your facial expressions as well. Obviously, we need to be gentle enough and humble enough to our audience. We should be, because the connections then can be made if you are gentle enough and humble enough towards your audience. If it is about another cases or the other side of the case, then you can do whatever that you wish to. But at the initiation, you should be humble and you should be kind of gentle towards your audience. You can involve entire your hands. You can start seeing from left to middle to right, right to middle to left, because that helps to make an eye contact with everyone who is sitting in the audience, and that helps you to get everyone's attention, because the audience also might have that fear that if somebody is seeing from the stage and we are doing some other work, then it will not give a good impression to the speaker. So that way it is a kind of a good way to engage everyone into your speech by involving your entire body, and with which I involving all your 5 senses into your speech. Bonus tip number 1, we can make our appearance a signature appearance if you wish. You can, and with which I don't mean you should wear always a branded clothes and you should wear some branded gadgets. You should bring some gadgets onto the stage which can to the audience. No, even if you are wearing a simple t-shirt or shirt of blue color, and then you keep that practice of wearing same color shirt or same t-shirt, then definitely it may leave an impression to your audience continuously. If they are seeing you in the same appearance, that gives you, and that will make a signature appearance for you. So even if they may forget your name as a speaker, but they may remember your personality, because you have that habit of wearing particular cloth or holding any pen. I have seen some influencers wearing just simple gray shirt in every time whenever they are going to deliver a speech or something like that. They will dress up in just one particular style of clothing, and still they earn the stage, they earn the audience, just because maybe their signature appearance that have made that have added value to their personalities. Tip number 2, you can plan, if you are a beginner, you can plan your first speaking sessions with a small group. You can start with that. You can engage any small group with you, and in case you are a beginner, definitely this will help you to understand where you are lacking, where you need to improvise, because public speaking cannot happen over the night. That every one of us could agree to that, that none of us could deny that. Public speaking only comes with the practice. The more you practice, the more you get improvised from your last to next session, then definitely it will help you to improvise. Any questions or any feedback I would appreciate. Anybody has? or any points I have. We have many academicians. Many of my seniors are here. I can see. So any of you can even wanted to add any point or would like to give any constructive feedback. I would definitely appreciate that.
Good evening, Mukshita. This is Vijaya.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would like to add to one of the tip you gave when we start our speech, whether it is lecture or whatever. And when it is formal, and I've seen at this point at many places that the speaker gets conscious regarding the timings. Okay, so the speaker may be late because of n number of reasons, but he or she apologizes. So starting the speech with an apology doesn't set a good example, right? So I always tell my students when I teach this subject that never start your speech with an apology. I believe gratitude, expressing gratitude, which you said that it is not a good way of starting your speech, कि आप thank you मत बोलो शुरुआत में, but at many places I would differ on that point, that at many places we need to thank if it is a formal function, so it comes naturally, but it should not be very long. I would
Yes,
agree to that it bores the audience. It should not be very long. Many a times when if we are in Rotary or in JCs, so this is a common public speaking speech का मैं बता रही हूँ आपको. तो हमारे यहाँ पे कैसा होता है कि बहुत सारे इतने सारे सीनियर्स बैठे होते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग उन सबको एड्रेस करने लग जाते हैं. सो यू नो दैट टाइम जो लिमिट दिया होता है उसमें तो उनका एड्रेस ही चल रहा होता है. यू आर taking their names and their portfolios. Ye sab, it should not be like that. So yes, just a simple thank you is fine. Never apologize. Never start with your speech with an apology. In between, along with the speech, you can address that point. That kaise bhi you have to weave that. Otherwise, I would appreciate your slides. I'm very happy to see. Very rarely I've seen that there are one-liners on a slide. I really appreciate that, Mukshita. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, whatever points which I have shared, which was just my experience as an audience and as well as speaker. That is one point. And secondly, I'm not denying the fact. I already have mentioned that I'm not denying the fact that obviously because of the organizers, the speakers get the chance to speak. The speakers gets the chance to gets the platform to whatever knowledge that they wanted to deliver. Only thing is I'm just differing onto this particular point is just we can shift thank you speech to the middle part or the later part or the end part or something like that. Still, if you feel that even if the function in which you need to maintain the protocols of gratitude, of sharing gratitude first, then definitely you should go for that. I'm not saying
Yes.
you definitely stick to the things that you should never say thank you first.
No, it is nothing like never.
Yes, ma'am.
There is nothing like never.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for very constructive feedback. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mukshita. Excellent.
Thank you. Any other point anybody would like to add?
Okay, so yeah, hi, this is Deepa Mishra here. I'm not sure if I'm audible because I'm on my way back to home. But
You are
I just thank you. So kind of say here is that I really enjoyed the conversation, though I came in a bit late, but I really liked the KISS model that you talked about. It's really very helpful. So great effort from your side to put this across. Just one thing, but I'm not sure if you did talk about storytelling, but maybe that could be tips for
Yes,
everyone.
definitely. I have said that that I have omitted certain points naturally and purposely actually, because I know the composition of this audience who are already aware about taking pauses in between, making their communication strong, using some vocabulary which could connect to the audience and everything. So I purposely telling certain your things in a story form. So purposely this all I agree, and I have purposely omitted just because of this particular chunk of audience which which I have addressed today. So therefore I have omitted. But yes, a very good point that you have brought. Thank you so much. One of the participants, Matthias, it is difficult to pronounce the name, but thank you for your feedback. Thank you, Shivani ma'am. Thank you, Kinjal ma'am. Over to organizers, and thank you all so much for joining, and to the organizers for making it possible for me to and giving me an opportunity to share my ideas and share the content with you. I hope I have connected with you somewhere, and I wish to meet you all somewhere personally offline. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very
Over
much.
to organizers.
Thank you, Mukshita ma'am. And we thank you all the participants as well who joined us today. And Mukshita ma'am, it was a great session. And just to inform you, we'll be putting this video on our ISTD Anand YouTube channel as well. So later on also you can refer to your friends or students to watch it on our ISTD Anand YouTube channel. And once again, we thank you from ISTD Anand chapter to Mukshita ma'am and all the participants. See you again on next Friday. You can use the same credentials for user ID and password to join us with the next session and the great speaker. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.